Labubu, the cursed doll that watches you while you sleep. The rain was relentless that night, slamming against the cracked glass windows of Hollow Creek's oldest street. Most shops had long since closed, their signs swaying in the storm's wind. But one dim light glowed at the far end of the lane. A weathered wooden sign creaked above it, the faded letters barely readable. Martha's Antiques. Inside, the air smelled of dust, wood polish, and something faintly metallic like old coins or dried blood. Rows of forgotten trinkets lined the shelves, their surfaces glistening under a flickering yellow bulb. But it wasn't the shelves that caught the eye of any visitor. It was the doll sitting alone in a glass cabinet at the back. The doll was unlike anything you'd ever seen. Its head was too large for its body, its mouth stretched in a fixed grin that looked both cheerful and threatening. Long rabbit-like ears jutted from its head, the tips curling unnaturally. The eyes were pitch black, but if you stared long enough, you'd swear something moved behind them, something alive. Its tag read in bold handwriting, Labubu, not for sale. Claire Thompson was 19, soaked from the storm, and looking for a place to wait until the buses ran again. She stepped into Martha's shop, shaking water from her jacket. "Oh, you're open?" she asked. The old woman behind the counter looked up slowly, her face pale and wrinkled. "I'm always open," she said softly, her eyes darting to the back of the store. It didn't take long for Claire to notice the doll. Something about it pulled her in like invisible threads, tugging her closer. "That's unusual," she murmured, stepping toward the glass case. "Not for sale," Martha said sharply. Claire glanced back. "Why not? I've never seen anything like it." The old woman hesitated. "Because it doesn't belong to anyone. It chooses its owner. And when it does, it doesn't let go." Claire Hofflift, thinking it was just a creepy story to intrigue customers, right? Like a haunted doll or something. Martha didn't smile. "Not haunted. Cursed. There's a difference." When Claire asked for details, Martha's voice dropped to a whisper, almost like she feared someone or something was listening. "Labubu was made in 1903. The man who carved it, he worked with bones, not wood. Human bones. They say he trapped a soul inside it, one of a child who drowned in Hollow Creek. Every person who has owned it since has vanished." Claire shook her head. "That's a good campfire story." But as she turned to leave, she froze. The doll's head had moved. It was now facing directly toward her, its grin somehow wider. She told herself she was imagining it, but when she stepped out into the rain, she swore she saw its black eyes glinting in the reflection of the shop window. That night, Claire was lying in bed, scrolling through her phone, when a message notification popped up. The number was unknown. No text, just an image. Her heart skipped. It was a picture of her in the shop earlier that evening, taken from just a few feet away. She zoomed in and saw it. Behind her, in the photo, the glass case was empty. She threw her phone aside, trying to convince herself it was some kind of prank. But the scratching started just past midnight. Soft at first, like a mouse in the walls, then louder, sharper, closer. She turned on her lamp. The noise stopped. That was when she noticed something on her nightstand, a small wet footprint. Not human, not animal, just wrong. The next morning, she barely slept. Her roommate, Leela, teased her when she told the story. "Claire, it's just a doll. You've been watching too many horror movies." But that night, Lila heard it too, the scratching, the faint patter of small feet, the sound of something breathing just outside the bedroom door. On the third night, Claire woke to her phone buzzing. Another picture. This time, it was her sleeping. The angle was from the foot of her bed. She dropped the phone and scrambled to turn on the light. Empty room. She checked the locks, the windows, everything was shut. But when she looked back at her bed, she froze. The covers were pulled back, and sitting neatly on her pillow was Labubu. Desperate, Claire went back to Martha's shop the next morning, doll in hand. "Take it back," she cried, slamming it on the counter. Martha's eyes filled with terror. "You fool. You took it home. You touched it, yes, but you can't return it now. It's yours." Claire's voice cracked. "I don't want it." "You think it cares what you want?" "Once Labubu chooses us, the only way to be free is to give it a new owner, and they have to take it willingly." Claire left, heart pounding. She didn't want to curse someone else, but the attacks got worse. At night, the doll would be in different rooms. Sometimes on the kitchen counter, sometimes in the shower. Once, she woke up with it pressed against her chest, its cold face inches from hers. The final night came in silence. No scratching, no footsteps, just an unbearable stillness. Claire lay in bed, trying to stay awake. At 3:03 a.m., her bedroom door creaked open. Slowly, the darkness shifted into a small silhouette. The doll climbed onto her bed, its black eyes gleaming. In a voice so faint it was almost inside her head, it whispered, "Tag, you're it." The next morning, Lila found the bed empty. No signs of struggle. Just Labubu, sitting upright in the center of the mattress, its grin wider than ever. Weeks later, the doll appeared back in Martha's shop. No one knew how it got there. No one asked, but the tag remained the same. Labubu? Not for sale. And when the next storm rolled in, the shop's bell rang once more. Like, share, and subscribe for more tales that keep you awake at night. And remember, some toys are not meant to be played with.